Welcome everybody to day 35 of building the flight booking engine. It's been a while since I made a stream, and that's because work and the job got hold of me and it was quite busy. But my goal, like I promised you, is to finish this project and complete it end to end. So I'll, I will be trying to complete it and make sure that the MVP is done this month and that I try to hit the market today. I mean, not today, but this month. I want to ensure that the project is tested by employees and workers, and I'll be sharing with you, not workers, but the customers. Okay. So in the previous video, we looked at the log manager, and I told you I was going to use AI to refactor the project so that all the routers use this manager, but I was not able to do that because it was shared. Because even when you prompt using AI, you need to give strong focus on code reviews. Okay, so I'll leave that at that. Okay, and I'll do it later. So today I want to work on the user profile page. Okay, but I would want to start from the backend. Okay, so the backend, I want to create an endpoint. If I can reduce this down here, I want two endpoints. Okay, the first endpoint will be responsible for fetching. Okay, I can just write a comment here. Fetching, okay, user details. Okay, so the user details, if you go to the model, models users.py, you see user in DB, it has the ID. Okay, we have the email, we have the password, we have the reset token, we have the token expires. Okay, ideally, what it would look like is that you'd want someone's profile to have things like their name. Okay, name of person, things like maybe first name. You can break down the name into two things: the first name and last name. So what I'm going to do is to probably later I'll have to add here so that someone is able to update their profile. Okay, and ID, email. Okay, but of course on the profile page you cannot display the email. Neither can you display the password. Neither can you display the reset tokens. Okay, but of course you can display the number of bookings they have so far. Okay, and just thinking about it, that profile page would need to have a for example, if I added here like a first name and last name, okay, the profile page would need to have what is it called? You need to have fields, okay, for updating the name, okay, the names at least, and also for changing the password. So I'm going to create endpoints, okay, fetch user details, fetch current user details. That's a better way to name it. And then another endpoint will be for changing. Okay, so I'll say path operation for fetching current user details. Then secondly, I'll need a path operation for fetching, no, for fetching, but for changing current user's password. Yes. So we're going to have those two path operations. So the first one I want to implement is this one here. Okay. So I see this suggestion by AI. It says router.get, okay, /me, okay, response model equals to user read, okay. But of course, the response model that we want is not user read, okay. If I go to not models, if I go to schema, we should have a folder called schemas, okay. Go to users, okay. This one here, this user read. I think actually, yeah, is correct. I had forgotten about it. We need this user read. Later, we're going to add just user read to have things like the first name. Okay, shall have the first name here. Okay, shall have the last name, etc. Okay, so let's go here. So it was actually correct. Okay, so I'll say add router. Okay, and I'll hit tab to autocomplete. Okay, so add router.get /me response model is user read. So I'll check the top to make sure maybe it's imported. Okay, it's right here, so that's okay. So after user read, the next thing I need is go to the next line and define this is the path operation decorator. Now we need to define the path operation function. So async def read. Okay, can I call it read current user? Not get current user. What can I say? Fetch current user. Okay. Sometimes I get lost after a long day like today. I find it hard to get the details of the current user. I'm thinking about it. Okay. Then I can do this, close it off. Okay. Then this function needs to be used by only someone who has logged in. Okay. So if we look at this other function, okay, you see we have this function called depends. Okay. We have this one here called, it has a dependency. Okay. To get session. If you look at get session, okay, this is for simply the database. Okay. I wanted to show you something. Let's log in. No, I think it is in. If we go to the path operation for flights, I want to show you something. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This, okay? This depends of the current user. Okay. This can get us the current user, by the way. Do you know that? This is dependency. Okay. So where does current user get come from? Okay, it's simply from backend.util.security get current user. And maybe I can simply go there to remind ourselves of what it is. Okay, so we're going to create a dependency. So I'll go up here and maybe just also import it. Okay, from backend.util.security import get. I'm seeing we have several functions from some security. Okay, authenticate user, create access token. Just have to put them in maybe one line like that. Okay. The formatter will format them for us to look better. But let me just remove them to reduce this. Probably I'll need to do some cleanup of these endpoints later. So we have get current user, and we just want it to be a dependency. Okay. If you remember what we studied about dependencies. Okay. So we'll simply come here and say, who is it? Okay. Say current user, current underscore user is of type user. Okay. User in db, okay, equals to, we say depends, okay, depends on a function called get current user. So this is the dependency, okay, for this. And user in db, okay, we of course we need to, let me see if it has imported it correctly. Where is it? User in db, yeah, is this one here. So there's user in db, but you need to see the return type of this function, okay? Get current user. What does user? It returns simply a user, okay? So what I can do here is do something like this, okay? Where you can, first of all, we can print, okay? Can print the current user. Then I can attempt to, because if I go to user in user read, I'll find that it has an ID and email. So I can come here and say current before, after the print statement, okay? Just to be sure we know what we are doing, okay? So I can put here a simple statement saying current, can spell it correctly, current underscore user equals to that current user. Okay, as simple as that. So we can test out this. What I need to do is to, what was this? Was this the Nextjs or the Django? The Django is this one. Docker compose, this be lowercase, Docker compose app. Docker compose app. Okay, so it's running. Now I need to go to the browser. This is something different. This one should be just /docs. Okay. For this other one, it's loading. Okay. So where is it? /me was. Have we added it to the path operations? I can't see it here. Why is that the case? Because this router is actually registered. Do I have to rebuild the image? All right, even if it's not showing here, we can still execute. Okay, I'll show you how. What I'll do is this: go to Postman. Okay, in Postman, I can duplicate an endpoint. So duplicate this one. This will be to /me. Okay, there's going to be a GET request. Okay, and then of course we don't need to pass the things. The body just needs to be empty and send. Says detail not found. So could it be because I've not built the image? But that would be weird. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's do this. Docker compose app -- build. Permission denied. Let me add sudo like that. Then now type the password. Because yeah, so it should be. I thought probably Docker was just, I mean, the docs are not getting updated, but now I know that probably because I've not yet rebuilt. So let me delete this and change it to get, let's call it user profile. Okay. User profile like that. Okay, how far is it? Looks like it's done. But I wouldn't expect rebuilding an image to be a solution for just this. So this is very, very minimal of an operation. Okay. So it's not found. Something is wrong. Yeah, something is wrong. I need to think carefully. Router.get is the, of course, the user router is registered. If you go to main.py, Daniel says maybe there is something wrong before the /me. Check the prefix. Thank you, Daniel. something before. Okay, I'm thinking what could be wrong before the slash me? The forward slash? Because I seeing this, all these have forward slashes. Let me see. Let me look at this. Because actually, you know what this proves, okay? Because I did something, because actually I wouldn't expect an image to be rebuilt. Not I mean in Postman. Maybe the path could be wrong. So look at this, Daniel. Okay, it's now here after rebuilding the image. Okay, but that was weird. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect an image rebuild to be the solution, because I think it's now here. Okay, and this b here, which I've added at the end, is not appearing anymore here. Let me refresh and see. I think it's still slash me. Isn't that crazy? Kinda off. Okay, I need to learn more about this kind of behavior. This is the first time it's happening. Seeing there's a refresh happening, but okay, let's try to see. This one still says not found. What endpoint is it here? Try it out. Sometimes you wonder you're doing something very simple and it's trying to frustrate you. So I think this is okay. It's saying not authenticated. I expect this. You get, for it to say not authenticated. And also the project, if you look at our URLs, okay, if for example I went to maybe say flight offers, okay, and I search, I'm thinking I've mixed up with some other endpoint. I want something that will not need me to sign. Okay, just this one here, login. Look at the endpoint. The endpoints here don't have /API/v1. Okay, like I've done, like this base URL is here. Okay, since it's localhost API, like if we go to main.py, I think I'm simply registering them, which means this base URL is also what? Messed up. I have to change the environment. Okay. Yeah, I'm using the wrong environment. I think this is PP portal. Now I understand it. Why it was showing that. I have to change to this one here, around ventures web. Okay, so you see the environment has port 80. So if I cancel this, with that virtual environment selected, and I hit send, why is it still refusing? I think it's still showing v1. I need to change. Okay, I need to change from this corner. I think change the environment. Daniel, I hope now you get it. So yeah, I've now changed. I think the environment is now to Airbound Ventures. So if I hit send, I expect to get a 401. So it says not authenticated. Yeah, this is a beta error. This is correct. So now to get authenticated, we now simply send we log in. Okay. Daniel, I hope this makes sense to you and everybody else, of course. Let so you watch after the recording. It says incorrect email or password. Wow. Just look at, do I have a register? Where's the register endpoint? I think this is a new user. Okay. Because if I go to, let's see, try it out. Let's register this guy. Where is it? Okay, it is successful. Login using the same. So you see the conditions were the same. Okay, they were the same actually in the docs. Okay, if you look here at /register, okay, it is user@example.com. Let me expand it so that you see better. You see, it is user@example.com and the password is string. Okay, even here, user@example.com, password is string. So we go to token. We can now set it as a variable. I click bearer token, and that is it. So when I go to user profile, let us try it out. So we shouldn't get this error 401 unauthorized. Okay, we still get it. So which means the token has not been set. First copy it, set as bearer token, send, still says unauthorized. What's the endpoint? Okay, what is the authorization? Oh, are you seeing this? There's no auth type. Okay, so you have to say auth type bearer token. Okay, so let us send again. This is unauthorized. Which token are you using? Let us see if we go to when we were setting, what was the name of the token? So I think this is called bearer token. Okay, not access token. All right, but we can update, we can create one called access token actually. And say set as new variable, and I call it access token. It's just a variable in any case. It won't change anything. Select scope should be environment. Okay, so it has been saved. When I go back here, so you see it is now, yeah, it was actually, that's why I think you're showing red. It is not existing. So if I hit send, you see we get, okay, I see in the response, we get the details of a user. Okay, we get their ID and their email. Okay, so not bad, but now I want to create another endpoint for probably adding user details. Okay, but that is probably something I can even do offline, because for a profile, of course, for the beginning for a profile, you can show the email, okay, alone. But later, you want to enable people to put their names, okay? You want people to add their names to their profile. But before that, let me change. I wanted to look at something. If I change this type from user read to user in DB, like this, I want to experiment something today. So I don't know that this has picked up the changes or not. Let's see. I'm not sure whether it has got those changes because of that funny behavior I saw at the beginning. Now let me not build. Let me say docker compose app. It's quite a funny behavior. Okay, I need to, yeah, because it has not been happening before. I need to search mobile. Let me see if I say send. That log is not there anymore. Okay. Okay, actually it has. See, here's the log. Okay. So because of the types being the same, we shall get that same data. Okay, so I wanted to get that. So, and if you look at this, you see user in the user we're getting. Look at the data we're getting. Reset token. Okay, we have the UUID. Okay, but it's good that this side we're getting only the ID and the email. Okay, do you know why? Because of this type right here. So let me just put here user in DB. For some reason, I'd even forgotten about this response model. Okay, that this actually is what guides the response, not this. Wow, am I just tired or what? This one is what guides the input, what validates the input, not the response. So in my mind, I was wondering, why am I not seeing here like token, reset token, and yet in this, it's actually there. But actually, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. That is wrong. Okay, this is validating the input. This is what validates the output. And user read only has two values. Okay, but later we shall update it to have the ID, email, things like first name, last name, etc. Now that endpoint is done, okay, I can remove this comment. remove this comment, and then create another endpoint, which will be responsible for enabling a user to view, to change their current password. Okay. So if you look at user in DB, see they have the password. Okay. So we need to expect the password like to be changed, to be hashed and stuff like that. If we go to, if I go up here, where was it? Utils, security. There should be a function. Okay, leave this, authenticate, create access token, hash, generate. This is what I want, hash password. Okay. I want this function here. So here, I'll create a path operation function, say router.post. Okay. Slash. So if you look at the suggestion, okay, let me get back. Suggestion by the AI, okay, it says /post to change password. Okay, I'll not accept the other changes first. I'll first say pass like this. Change password. Maybe I need to indent. Come on, AI is too quick to suggest things. I didn't ask for this. Let me first leave it at that. Okay, change. Okay, let me first create the function. It's disturbing me. When I'm doing this live stream, I just want to have my thought process. Okay, let me call it change. And I was writing pass, thinking I'm in a function, okay, but I was not in a function. So now we have the semicolon should not be there. For some reason, I think it's a function. Okay. So now change password is the path operation, and the response mode is called reset password response. If you go to reset password response, you see it has success and simply a message, which is okay. So we can share this, or I can simply even create another one. Okay. If we do not use reset password response, okay, have something like this, say class change password response. If I can spell response correctly, response like that. Okay. But here I can say pass, but what it should inherit from will not be base model. It will be reset password response. Let's be this one, response, not request. Reset password response. Okay. Just to share the same success and message. Okay. Because here it would confuse someone. You're saying you're changing password, but you're saying the response model is reset password. The reset, this word reset can easily confuse someone. Okay. So I want to change it to change. Just come here. I'm struggling. Copy it and put there. Okay. Then I can quick fix by importing it like that. Okay. Then if I go to, what is it? The path operation. I mean the docs. Okay. I want to see if it has been added. Change. I see. Even here, it hasn't yet been added yet, which is okay. Okay. We shall rebuild. So this one, of course, you cannot remember this is not resetting a password. This is changing your password. So I only want a user who has authenticated to be able to change the password. So I'll use this dependency of current user. Okay. Current underscore user in DB. Okay. Just like we wrote differently, you can autocomplete. Okay. Get current user. So this is simply the same as this. Okay. So for this get, so if we got the current user, okay. Say user, even here you can just say user, okay, to make it simple, user. Because when you authenticate, you shall have your details. So say user, okay, dot password, come on, is equals to hash, okay, we have to hash the password. Okay, we hash the password. Okay, then we add the user to the session. Okay, to the database. Then we commit. Okay, and of course we can log, but I want to do logging separately. Okay, I want to use that logger later. Okay, not now. But of course it doesn't have to use it now, but it's okay. Then what can we return? Okay, can return. Okay, can return the change password response. Okay, with that detail. Okay, can accept that detail, which says that it has been successful. Success is true. Can I put this? Okay, so success is true, and the message is password has been changed successfully. But this function hash password, we need to import it from where is it? From utils dot security. Okay, hash password. Now I can now come here and import it, or you simply go to click on quick fix and it says from backend utils dot security import hash password. So when I click it, I have it. Also, we need this new password. Okay, the new password should come from the request body. Okay, but this request body, okay, what I want to do is this, right? Okay, listen to me. The first thing I want to do is, okay, the request body must have the old password. Okay, I want the request body to have the old password. I want it to have the new password. Okay, then maybe you can also say maybe confirm password, probably. Okay, like that, just for you to have an idea of the general flow of how things always are. Okay, old password, new password, confirm password. So on top of this dependency, okay, I can have here, okay, saying the can have a change password request model. Okay, change password request. So we can, if you can see, I want to show you an example. Since we've done so many things, it's better for me to show you examples so you see. I think here when we're registering the user, okay, we had this, the user create. Okay. So I'll come here to auth.py and create another model. I say class change password request. Okay, so it's inherit from base model, and you can see it's already suggesting to me what to do. Okay, but we can go with this. Okay, but initially, let me see what was the length. So you see here the reset password, you had field of minimum length and whatever. We can go with it. Okay, so you see the suggestion of AI. Okay, it says we have the let me autocomplete and explain to you. You see we have the old password, okay, which is a string. And then remember, field is for giving extra metadata about our fields, okay? What metadata is that? We see that the minimum length should be 8 characters. The same thing, new password, string, okay? And minimum length should be 8 characters. So like I've said, field helps us to give extra metadata or additional information. In this case, it is additional validation. The additional information is additional validation. Then confirm password. Then you have the field validator, which says confirm password, and it's a class method. Okay, so it's saying if new password, okay, is in the data, okay, and this data is not equals to this, okay, see, not equals, they should not match, then the raise do not match. So the new password is there, okay, and then this sign of not finding matches which don't things which don't match, two pieces of text which don't match, then we say passwords don't match. We shall find out. So I'll come back here, okay, not here but rather here, okay, at the end, and I'll annotate this with the type and say the type of this, okay, Oh no, actually we already put the responses. I have to just simply come here and say, what name can I call it? Yeah, password data. Password data. This will be the change password request. Okay. And by default, we know that this will be required in the request body. Like that. So I need to import it, quick fix, add the import. Non-default argument follows default. Yeah, this has to be the first one on top, like that. Okay. Sorry about that. Now here, instead of new password, okay, I can now say password data, okay, dot new password. Why is it not adding the dot? I thought it had added. You see? Now, we also need to, so remember, this change password request, okay, will validate that all these fields exist, okay? That all these fields exist. That's the first thing. But remember, we have, let me go back to security, okay? It will check for us that that's what I want to show you. The two passwords exist, but also we need to find out, okay, that the old password, okay, the old password exists. Meaning it's actually correct. That is something that can actually happen, okay? Even here, okay? We can do it. It's a safe time. I'll refactor all the things later. So yeah, it is giving us a handy way. Okay, let me first go to security. I see the functions that we implemented here. So we have, I see this verify password. Okay. It's also used for verifying passwords. And we used it, I think it must have been login or somewhere. Okay. Let me control F, verify password. Okay. We used it, I think, down. You see? This is where this is verify password reset token. That's a reset token, not verify password. Maybe in security. Daniel says maybe we also check that the new and old passwords are not the same. Okay, that is tricky. I'm thinking about the new password. Okay, yeah. So if the new password and the old password are the same, should we tell the person that password is the same? Do you think it would be a security? Think about this, Daniel. If I was, maybe you forgot to log out of your machine, okay? And I wanted to hack, I don't know, do something malicious. Then I landed on your form and I tried to change the password, okay? And it tells me, I enter a password and it tells me you have entered the same password. What do you think about that? Do you think it will be like a security vulnerability? I don't know. What do you think? I'm trying to think out loud. So, but as we get back to that, are you seeing what I wanted to show you when we were authenticating the user? Okay, we had this function called verify password, which was taking in the current password and the password in the database. Okay, so it is something so we can do here. Okay, it's funny sometimes when you take, what is this? When you take time to writing code. So say if not verify, let me see if you remember. If not verify underscore password. Okay. So I want to see the actual syntax. So it is good sometimes to annotate these things. So verify password. Does it take plain password? Okay, the plain password and the hashed password. So in this case, the plain password would be password data dot old password against user.password, which is the hashed password. Daniel says that will be a security issue. Yeah, I think I share the same thoughts. Maybe we need to think more about it and carefully. We have a form. You enter password, then I tell you password already exists. This is the old password. I think you'd be very happy. I want whereby if you enter the same password, it just told you, yeah, successfully confirmed. Yeah, this is something to think about carefully. I need to think about it more. So here, of course, if things fail, we raise an HTTP exception, okay? Saying this is a bad request or password is incorrect. Sometimes I'm thinking about something about Gmail, about generally my Google account. Sometimes with my work email, after some time I'm required to log in again, okay? When I try to log in with an old password, it tells me your password was changed 3 months ago, your password was changed 4 months ago. I'm trying to think about how I can relate it to this, but let me not bite myself too hard. So, okay, if the old password, okay, that you've entered in the that the old password that the client is sending is not doesn't match in the database, then we know you've given us a wrong password, okay? Then, okay, if this is correct, then we can hash the new password, then add the user, then we add it to the database. So for that to happen, just remind you about how we did the sessions. But the session is simply also a dependency. Do we have a session? Yes, like here. Okay. So let's copy. Say this is also a dependency. I hope you guys still remember dependencies. That is something we learned recently not recently, maybe about 2-3 months ago when I was learning FastAPI. I plan to release a crash course on FastAPI very soon. The goal is number one, just have something quick that someone can look at to quickly revise everything they need for FastAPI. Yeah, maybe it will be an hour long or short. That's my goal for that kind of video. And also something that me myself I can refer to from time to time. So yeah, I think this is it. Let me see. Let us think about. I can remove this comment. Apart from things like maybe rate limiting, logging, okay? Because yeah, I should add this function should have rate limiting, okay? It should have logging, okay? Like last time you saw me building the log manager, I'll apply the logs in my free time this week, and then yeah, limiting has to be its own probably video. So this is it. Get this from the form. Let's test it, okay? Let's test it. Has it picked it up? It hasn't. It's okay. Let me rebuild this. Why do I have to always rebuild? This has not always been the case. Let's put some space just to validation that. Okay. Okay, then still building. It's interesting how some of the things work. I think project is getting done. When I implement payment gateway, I think I'll be very close. Implement the payment gateway, then I can work on issuing tickets. Uploading tickets. Then that will be pretty good. So I think it's done. Let's see. What is it called? Yeah, change password. I see. I wonder why it's picking up so late. Okay, so you can see the request, the example value. Let's do it in Postman, because at least Postman I'll be able to save my data. I'll duplicate this and rename it to change password like that. Then here it will be slash. There's so many things I need to do, like even API versioning, change password. So change password. If we hit send, you see, says not found. Is it a GET request, a POST request? Yeah, it's a POST request. So yeah, not saying not found is okay, by the way. So I change to POST and I hit send. Okay, why is my spelling okay? I think this is a dash and underscore. So dash like that. Change password. Hit send. Says unprocessable entity. This is okay. Okay. I want to come to authorization and turn off authorization and see what happens. Unauthorized. That is okay. Okay. We should be authorized. Go back to bearer token. Send unprocessable entity. That is okay. So if you look at this, it tells us what is missing, the body. Okay, the body is missing. So in the body, you can simply put JSON like that. If I send raw JSON and do that, you see what is missing? Old password is missing. The new password is missing. Confirm password is missing. Okay, so I can simply come here, say we enter the old password. Okay, so I'm just showing you this to show you that how Pydantic makes it easy. Okay, for those of you who did not watch my live streams when I was learning FastAPI, just by having this here, okay, this type change password request, okay, but FastAPI and Pydantic are sharp enough to know that. I mean, FastAPI is fast enough, sharp enough, and smart enough to know that this is a Pydantic model, and this Pydantic model simply involves me doing validation and conversion of the data. Okay, so that's the first layer sorted. Okay, so I can say old password. I want to try out with something random. Then I'll say new underscore password. Also put something random. Then confirm. Do you guys get nervous when you're doing things in public? And for example, and you start like typing slowly or you get nervous. So let's test and see. It says unprocessable and string should have at least 8 characters. I think the message string should have at least 8 characters. So I'll reduce this. So it says the new password should have at least 8 characters. Send. What is wrong? Okay, so I think the value error we're getting this time, it says value error, passwords do not match. Isn't that good? This is very good. This is exactly what I was expecting. Okay, for the passwords, this error to get saying passwords don't match. Okay, so that's a level of can I call it security which came from just having this. Okay, we got validation for what is that for this. Okay, for this two not matching because of this. Okay, maybe one time I need to talk about validators in detail, but that's pretty cool. So let's now test. I want to copy if they match. Okay, let's put that to make them match. Then hit send again. You see, with a 400 this time, bad request saying old password is incorrect. Okay, isn't that cool? So you see that the validations are quite easy to do, honestly. I don't know what you think, but for me, this is quite easy, really easy to implement. All right, now if we, where's the new, we need to get the correct password from here. Okay, so it was string. So like put the correct password like that. Scroll up, hit enter. You say string, I say you're saying string too short. String should have at least 8 characters. Okay, and that is the validation for the old password. Okay, now initially our old password was only 4 characters, about 4 or 5, and it was passing. Okay, so we need to go and remove that constraint, okay, from the old password, because we would never put, because remember before when we were registering users, we didn't have that qualification, okay, of minimum 8 characters. Okay, so this is a wake up call. Actually, I'm happy it has happened like this, which means at registration we need to enforce certain rules, okay, like password length being 8, have at least 1 character, 1 uppercase, 1 special character, a number, at least 1 number, at least 1 lowercase character. Okay, that would help. So for us to pass, we have to unlift it for now. Okay, but heads up, that has to be changed. So I'll go to the password change request, and from the old password, I can remove this and simply say it's a string. Okay, I hope you get and understand why I'm doing this. So if I go back to change password and hit send, so okay, I'm sure you've guessed the problem. Okay, I don't know why it needs us to keep rebuilding. This is weird, by the way. I need to investigate. But one time I remember I had something in my Docker Compose. This statement here, minus minus reload, is not actually helping. Okay, it's not actually helping. I thought it would help, but so rebuilding it always, if the solution is for me to always rebuild, wow, I need to get time to plan. You can't keep rebuilding just to test an endpoint. That's crazy, guys. Imagine rebuilding to be able to get a simple change. That's crazy. So I think now you see the message. Okay, we have some proper success. It says password has been changed successfully. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So there's some success. Guys, I don't know if you realize programming is actually sometimes can be really easy if you put in the right amount of effort. So with a few changes, we're able to do something solid. Okay, with a few changes, we're able to create an endpoint to help a person change their password. Okay, do validations. Okay, make operations to the database. Okay, using dependencies, and yeah, what is missing here? Maybe rate limiting and notifications. Those are things that can be done later. So I will minimize this. What else can I do? I want to go to the user interface now, but I'm thinking about, what do you think about extending the user profile? Something like update user profile. What if someone talked about a data migration tool for FastAPI? Because ideally to implement that, I'll need to go to here. Where is it? Models, users.py. Then here, okay, I'll need to add, I would either create a different table, okay, called user profile, or just on this very one, okay. come around after email. Okay. I create something like the first name. Okay. First name like that. Okay. Create, add your last name. Okay. It's like AI suggesting. And that would work. Okay. So that when we also create, when we're fetching the profile, okay, it is possible to fetch their email. I mean, their first name and last name too. Okay. And enable them to change it. Okay. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Actually, try this. Okay. Let me give you opportunity to create a pull request. Okay. Create an endpoint. Okay. I mean, make changes to this user in DB, add the last name. Okay. And first name this to this model. Okay. After that, when you're done adding it, okay, come to this folder, okay, create a path operation function, okay, router, maybe something like router dot post, okay, dot post, and your path is maybe update user, something like that, okay. Or it can simply be something like maybe slash users, and this has to be something like patch, okay, not post, like patch. Actually, patch because we want to update just some, okay. Then we go on. So you see what AI is doing, okay. It's going to give you an idea, okay. And I can leave this like this, okay, whereby I simply define this user update model. This is okay. This ensures that the person must log in. This gives us a session to the database. Then they are fetching, okay. They're saying for every, because remember user data is a dictionary, okay. So user data to a dictionary, okay, they exclude values which have not been explicitly set in the request body by the client. Then they pick the items, okay. This picks the items, gets the field and its value. Then they set them on the user object, this one here. This is session that add user session and commit. They say return user read dot from ORM user. It works, but I don't want you to do this, okay? I want to give you a chance to do it on your own. Don't do what you've just seen AI spit out right now. Try to think about something on your own, okay? And send a pull request. Let's go to the user interface. Meet the front end. So for the front end, I think this is an issue. Okay, I need to solve this. This is a real issue. So what's happening? So I need you to implement that. Okay, send a pull request. If there's no pull request in the next 3 days for it, I'll do it myself. So if you can't, it's okay. I'll do it and then I'll push the code like always, and then you learn from it. So I want to start the front end. So nvm use 20. Then I'll say npm run dev. Okay. So we have /me/password. So I can close this. Okay. And close the backend directory. Go to the front end. What's this backend.log? Oh, this was the root logger. There's a log that AI put. Let me first check. Has the logger been implemented into this file? Logger. GitHub logger. Let's see. Where is it being used? Logger.info. Oh, I get it now. I get it. Yeah, it's what we set up, I think, last time. Yeah, and now it was logging. I was wondering why is there a new file to be tracked. So you can see the logs are working, okay? What we implemented last time. But there's even a more advanced way of handling logs that I will talk about very soon. So you can see they have here, you see, the date time, the log level, okay, the name, okay, line number, then the message. Not bad, but I don't need it. I'll remove. So close the backend directory. We go to the front end, source, app, first if they cancel this and choose localhost. Excuse me. No, this is too big. Let me zoom out. Okay, that's okay. So you can see the person is what? Logged in. What we now need to do is to show that page. Okay, when I click my name, they mean the email, takes me to the user profile page. Okay. So you know what I'm gonna do? Start prompting. By the way, if you can spend some money to pay for some of these AI tools, it can help you. Okay. Or you can use the free versions. The free one which I've seen that has done some kind of work for me. Maybe it's Gemini. Gemini has I think it's okay for creating user interfaces. So when we click this, okay, we should go to the profile, okay, of a person according to this. So I will, what is it? Say study the navbar. Actually, I learned how to put instructions, okay? I think it's in this .github directory. Oh, I think I showed you this. Python says use Python. Okay. I need to put another instruction here saying, I think I showed you this in the previous video something, okay? How to add instructions for Copilot. I thought I had done it in the side project, but I'm saying it's here. And if it's here, I'm sure I've discussed it with you. If it's not clear to you, you can tell me. I'll share how to set it up. I want to say use only Tailwind for styling. Okay, let's leave that for now. So for context, I'll set by just adding that security. I'll essentially say Copilot. Come on, why is it not picking? Copilot instructions.md. So I've added it. I've started navbar. Hit enter. And give it time to study the navbar. So this month, let's try to finish this project, okay? This week I want to find a way of working on payment. If we can work on payment, work on file upload. I'm thinking about uploading to a service. I'm thinking about Cloudinary, S3. Some of these cloud platforms are becoming overrated. Okay, we may do something simple like Cloudinary or Azure. I've never used Azure and GCP. Probably we'll try. We'll try to do it. Says, could you please specify the file or code snippet for navbar you want me to study? This will help me provide an accurate view or explanation. Okay. Good catch. Good catch. Good catch. Says, I don't see navbar snippet. Okay, interesting. Components. Number TSX is here. Okay, let me. So I know that with Pilot, when you open a file, you see it is added automatically to the current context. Let us see. Okay. Then wow. Do some of you guys get tired on Sundays? It's a Sunday, but I feel tired. I need to start resting on such days. I want to add the front end. I want to say study. Sometimes before you even do something, it is best to give it some context. Okay. So it first study the front end. Okay. Now I'll say when the email in the nav bar is clicked, navigate to the user profile page. Design the profile page to show an avatar and email. Okay, so for the copilot instruction, I want to do something here. Well, just something like, I don't know if it will work. Let me just try it. You are a senior React Next.js Next.js. Come on, I can't spell that. Developer. Generate code according to industry best practices. Okay, let me leave it at that. Then add the context. Come here, files and folders, the front end, add context, copilot instructions. Hit send. So just have the UI generated. I think if a project like this makes money, later you can actually even hire a designer to review and make better designs. This is here the proposed directory structure. Let me I want the same thing, but I want to change from ask to agent like that. I want it to actually make changes. Hope it does it at the first round, the first time. So I save time when I call it a day. Sometimes I expect certain tasks like this to take short time. I don't know why it takes long. Is it because they're, let me see, what's this? So if you look at this, we have profile, okay? And there's under profile, there's created the file called page.tsx. See, the profile page is now designed to show an avatar and the user's email to complete your request. Update the nav bar so that clicking the email navigates to that. The profile page is a statement for styling and displays the avatar using /globe.svg from the email auth state. If you want the navbar patch applied, please provide the full code for the nav link section so I can insert the email button correctly. So I'll keep this and go to components. When I gave it the whole context of the front-end developer, I was expecting it to find, maybe because we go to, where is it? Navbar. Is the model there is paper praise called codex. Okay, where is it? Grok, not Grok. Yeah, Grok, this Grok code fast. That's good for coding. Just try it out and see. I'll say, okay, patch the navbar. Let's see. Meanwhile, I want to come here. Use auth. You're saying the navbar has been patched. The email is now clickable on both desktop and mobile views. Clicking it navigates to that. The profile page displays this. Let's go to navbar.tsx and see what's up. I'm seeing someone familiar in the chat. Leslie, is that you? How are you doing? Uh, let me see. Where is this? Yeah, this is it. So on the button, it has added a click handler saying router.push to slash profile, okay? Which would navigate to this because these guys navigate using directory structures, okay? So app slash profile, okay, that's okay. Class name. Okay, let's see the actual result in the browser. How is the browser? Here, okay. All good, Leslie. All here, all good. I hope you're okay. I learned something about your language. I know that you speak a language. I was watching a YouTuber. He's called Davud, and he has been traveling from several places in. I mean, he has been traveling to several places in the world, and he has he has this thing of trying to learn how people greet in several places. And when he reached your country, he was talking about uh how they greet. So he said something. Is it something like Salibonani? Is that how they greet? Oh my god. Are you next auth? No, I'm not using next auth. Okay. But I guess I need to use it. I'm not using next auth. For authentication, I just had a form, okay? I mean for registration, a sign up form. Can I call it manual? Okay. I just built it up manually with AI. Creating someone signs up with the email, password, and then they log in with email and password. So let me click on this name. Okay, it does, but of course I knew because I don't remember having something like use auth. I was going to wonder where is use auth coming from. This AI thing is actually bad at this game. So I'll just do this. Okay. I keep on wondering what's use auth and where is use auth coming from. Okay, it's not there. Says that's South Africa. Okay. Guess actually I was actually in Zimbabwe and he was using it and some people were responding. It's okay. Leslie, what do you think? Do you think I should use Nextauth? If I go to what is it called? Am I just tired? I'm finding it hard to read this. To store, okay? Store auth, okay? And you look at what we have in the state. So Leslie, this is what I'm doing, okay? I simply so make someone log in using a form and a logout, okay? And for now, I'm just storing this in local storage, but later I want to remove this. So here is Makadi. That's Shona. Wait. Okay, interesting. The Shona language, actually, I knew Shona was only from Botswana. Interesting to know that you guys also speak Shona. Interesting. So that means now Shona spans multiple countries. Just like in East Africa, you have Swahili spanning Tanzania, Kenya, Congo, Uganda, even Kigali. I mean Rwanda. And also people in Burundi these days, some speak Swahili. So I think Shona is a thing of that side. So this is what I'm doing for my auth. But yeah, this local storage, I need to get a better way of doing it. And last time I worked with Next authors some time back, I need to probably look at it in detail. So this, okay, this is what actually the tool should be looking for, this Boolean value, whether someone has been authenticated or not, okay, and print their email, okay, or simply check. So, but this is actually wrong. Says Botswana is mainly Setswana. Zim it's Shona and Ndembele. Okay, so Setswana is a language and Dembele sounds like Dembele. Dembele sounds like Dembele guy of PSG. Let me look at this. I'm feeling kind of worn out. It's Sunday, but I feel worn out. Like probably just take a rest and continue this later. On Tuesday, tomorrow, I think we're going to look at another page. I mean, other endpoints, but on the next day, that will be Tuesday, I want to implement payments. Because I feel like what is remaining to complete this MVP is payments and uploading tickets. I'll be quite sorted with that. I'm looking for an example where I used the zoo stand. I can't remember how I used the zoo stand, okay? That should be, if I go to flights, not this, flights, page.tsx, should have an example of using zoo stand. Yeah, this is what I want. No, is this zoo stand? Use flights, okay? So if I copy this is how sometimes I get my way around these tools. Use all this is hallucination. This is wrong. Okay. Even this is wrong. So from the store, what I need from the store is auth. Okay. So instead of flights, I say store slash auth, like that, like this. And then why does it keep hallucinating what is wrong? I thought giving it the whole directory would give it proper context of everything, but it keeps failing. Where is this directory? App. Keep this open. I just want to follow the order, okay? Sometimes I may not cram certain of these things, but I know I'll understand them, okay? What are you using for payments? I want to use, there are two popular tools, okay? Let me show you in the browser. There's a tool called Pegasus, okay? Not a tool, okay, it's a tool, but it's a platform, Pegasus, okay? It's very popular in East Africa, okay? Pegasus payments. I've been trying to read about it. They look to be closed, okay? They look to be closed. Then I also looked at, but I'm thinking about Flutterwave, okay? Flutterwave, this thing by in Nigeria. But the guys in Nigeria who they don't support, actually, it's another one called PesaPal. Someone was telling me it's actually the best in East Africa. I was like, okay. So Flutterwave payment gateway. Where's their what? Their docs. Okay. So there's Flutterwave. Someone in Nigeria was telling me about something called, what's it called? Paystack. Okay. So on Tuesday we shall look at payments. Okay. And one of the decisions would be to choose a proper payment gateway. There's Paystack. There's someone was talking about Paga. Something called Paga in Nigeria also. You see they work across the world. Okay. So there are a number of things. So there's Paga, okay, to change. There's Paystack, okay. There's Flutterwave. There's this Pegasus I've told you about, okay. But when I tried to go, their documentation was not that good. I don't know. I found it difficult. PesaPal also I looked at them, but okay, I don't know what's up with some of these solutions. Okay. So the one I've so far seen maybe is kind of okay is this one here, Flutterwave. Okay. So I'm going to try to go with Flutterwave. If you go to the documentation, okay, just start from me. For example, if I go to React, I saw React somewhere. Did I say React? I think this React and I open, maybe explore plugins. As we click on the documentation, this is getting started. Banks, e-commerce, authentication. Okay, let me just open this. Go to banks. Okay, this is what I wanted to show. I wanted to show an example. This is the React icon instead. Flutterwave. So you see they have a number of SDKs. Okay, if I look at the Python SDK, see, I last updated about 4 months ago. If you look at, you see, install, the import, you simply add a public key. Okay, your keys. Then they have methods. Okay, charging. Okay, validating, verify, refund. I think it's intuitive. You see, you read the function and you know what it does. Okay, charge. If I say function charge and your payment gateway, you should expect it to charge. Validate, I should expect it to validate. Refund, I should understand what refund means. Okay, if they say charge, if you call charge, okay, say the charge, they explain the payload. Okay, the card number, CVV, the currency, the country, expiry month, expiry year, amount, email. For like this one makes total sense. Okay. So yeah, Leslie, I'm going to look at Flutterwave. It's what I'm considering now. So I have a bug, okay? I hadn't changed it. Let me see. You're calling use flights after changing your directory. Oh yeah. Correct. I have to change. This is no, you say calling use flights is okay. Okay. Wait, what? It's supposed to be use auth. Actually, the name is supposed to be use auth. Okay. Use auth is a proper variable name. Okay. So this can be use auth like this. And I can say auth. Okay. This can be changed to auth. Then I can say state.email instead. Okay. Then here I have no type for this for now. But because I can create an interface. Okay. If you go to the store, where's the store? Store auth.ts. Okay. You see it has token, user email. Okay. So I can create just a temporary interface which you can keep updating. Okay. Just say interface. Come on, what's this? Interface. Interface. Let's say profile data. I'll change this later. Okay. Then let's say email. It can be a string. Okay. Okay, string or null. Then here I'll say as profile. Come on, not paragraphs. How do you autocomplete the things from AI? Nextjs is this kind of thing which I'm hearing people talking about term stack. I mean, then this is user email. Okay, this has to be user email like that. Set the user email. The conversion of type string or null to type profile data. Oh yeah. It makes sense. I cannot this ideally has to match this. Okay, so it's okay. I'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay. Then this can simply be email. Just say email. Come on, what's happening? Sometimes I feel like just disabling these AI tools and I do things my own way. DPO is the best in Southern Africa. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. I was going to ask you, does it work in my location? But since you've said it is Southern Africa, I think it completely makes sense. I can't use it. Use global types. It will save you time. Global types. I get what you're saying. Yeah, it will actually save me time because If a type is global and it is one place, then I can import it anywhere. And if I have to refactor or make changes to the type, then I'll be making changes in one place, and all the files where that type is imported will change. Okay, we'll just pick up the changes without me having to make several of them. It should work. Are you referring to DPO working? This side, DPO. Let me try to look for it. Meanwhile, I have an issue here. What does it says? Use only works in client. Add the use client. Okay. This is for some of us who are cramming React. Or who crammed React. Use client. So it should be okay. All right. Okay. Basic for basic user profile. Not bad. I'll redesign this. So now let me show you something. Where is it? The endpoint. This endpoint that I implemented. Do you see how it's becoming useless? Because imagine this, guys. When we log in, we update the state with the email. Okay. So at the beginning, when we log in, we can update the state with email. Okay. First name, last name, so that we don't need to call this endpoint /me. Okay. We don't need. So you can see the token has expired. Let me request a new one. Incorrect email or password. We change the password for this. Okay. I like the results of the front end, but sometimes so that we don't call this guy to give us the email, first name, last name. When you log in, because ideally you don't have to come to this page to make an API request. Okay. And logout button on this email can only appear when someone has logged in. So when we log in, we can change the login endpoint to return to us the current user's details, including the user first name and last name and email or username, and we update this. Okay, so when we come on this page, we are fetching from the state of a currently logged in user. So what I can maybe change is maybe adding forms. Okay, so that we make use of this change password. Yeah, we try it out and we see. So I haven't seen Postman in a while. What do you use, Leslie? Let me first check out DPO. DPO. Can I say DPO payments? Payment gateway. What do you use DPO? Is it this one? DPO pay by network. What is it? What is it saying? What is it saying? Uganda. Accept payment. Accept online payments in Uganda. Network is a trusted payment service allowing you to accept online payments in a thriving and rapidly growing Ugandan market. Your customers can pay using a credit card, credit debit card, and mobile. Is this the one? Oh, you're using Swagger. Okay, that's okay. Oh, so you test. By the way, yeah, you can test by the use it from Swagger directly. Like I'm reaching the password here. Yeah, Swagger itself can work. I like Postman because there I can save data. Okay, I can save my state and make it reusable. Yeah, but Swagger works fine too. Only that with Swagger you can't save, you can't keep your data. Yeah, but Swagger is cool. And of course for you front-end developers, I'm sure you don't want to, you don't have to like, you don't want to first install Postman and an extra software just to be able to test your API. But yeah, Swagger works fine too. Yes, that's the one. Okay. Actually, where I was going to Flutterwave, they offer a credit card and mobile money. Okay. And since they have USD, I think it's worth it. Yeah. Thanks, Leslie. Thank you. I appreciate. Let me, if I click get started, I want to see. Do I need, I hope I don't need to register and have to wait for, what's this? From in-person payments to online payments, we have the right digital payment solutions to take your business to new heights. Okay, business name, physical address. Okay, I'll fill this up later, not now. Mobile money payment options, Airtel money, MTN money. Yeah, actually, this is what most people use this side. All right, I'll look it out. So let me just create a password form. Okay, a form here for to allow someone to change their password. So to do that, I will with this. Okay. Then I'll say create a nice form. Create a well-designed. Leslie, you see how I'm starting with front end. I'm depending on AI. You front end guys, I'm starting to respect front end more with the following fields. DPO. Have you? I hope have you? I want to see an X. Does DPO have like DPO? Do they have like a page where I can find what is it called, like their code, like SDKs? I hope they have the SDKs. Let me see what this AI tool is doing. So they have an if interface called form data. Okay. It has all password, new password, confirm password. All of them are strings. This is good. So they have an interface for form errors. Okay. An error for a password, all for the passwords. Okay. All of old, new, confirm. And I guess the question mark means optional if I remember my TypeScript properly. What else? I go to this other page. What it's called? Okay, this is now the form. Okay, they're recruiting state for the form data. This is the state. Okay, form data set form data. Okay, and this is the type which is defined up here. Then they have state for errors, state for submitting, handle change. Okay, they pick the name and the value from the current element which has been targeted. Okay, that you're typing into. Then they set, they change, they update the state. Okay, check for errors. Okay, and set them. That is okay. Then this for validating the form. Sometimes AI does more than enough. These I'm not doing front end. I'm into microservices with Spring, front end here and there. Okay, Spring Boot. Interesting. Yeah, you told me you were doing Java at some point. I'm happy you've gone into Spring Boot. In your opinion, do you think Spring Boot is like really much like if you compare Spring Boot to things like Express.js? Express is like a toy. Okay, that's what makes me feel about Spring Boot. Yeah, it's a really powerful thing. Sometimes I regret like stepping away from Spring Boot and getting into things like Node and Django and whatever. Later I had to abandon Express completely and just focus on the Django world and FastAPI. But I kind of feel like if I had stuck on Spring Boot I never deviated away, and never followed any hype, I would be very far right now. Because right now, Java devs with Spring Boot are actually a hot cake. Because many of the softwares, especially those legacy softwares, were built using Java, and they need people to maintain and add features on them. So I think you're well positioned. But coming from a JavaScript background, I'm not sure if you love the verbosity of Java. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. Says yes, it means optional. Okay. Thank you. Let me minimize this. I just wanted to design a form, but it went beyond, giving me more work, more time to review. This stream has lasted more than an hour. I want to set a timer to be able to end this in 5 minutes, regardless of what time I stop. So let me just set a timer here. Where is this clock? I want to set a timer of 5 minutes. Otherwise, I may end up having a stream for 3 hours and I'm not aware. 5 minutes. Where are you? All right, 5 minutes. Start. For me, because of ALX, it was easy to get used to Java. Oh yeah, by the way. Yeah, by the ALX had gave this kind of solid foundation. Like C. I mean, if you can do simple shell, like the gigs at ALX these days, they have not seen ALX. They have, and what is funny when people say it's overwhelming, it's very hard. I'm like, overwhelming? What are you talking about? Overwhelming? When you required to only give 20 hours a week. Like people have done simple shell, okay? People have developed their own printf in C. They have rebuilt simple shell. They have rebuilt print. You're talking about Python, okay? C was crazy. Oh my god! Imagine doing data structures and algorithms in C, okay? Wow, that was next level. So if new password length is less than 6, this would mislead. I think this is why sometimes I have issues with AI. Okay, even when you give it context of the whole code base, it's kind of misses out on things. You still have to review the code. And I have my doubts about this whole thing. Okay, saying all password is required, new password. These are things that actually the form itself can handle. Okay, but new password must be at least 8 characters. Password does not match. Okay. So this is handle change, validate form, handle submit. Please, it gets the keys of the validation errors. Otherwise, if there's more than one error, so when you say object.keys, because this is like a dictionary, okay? And mean an object. Wow, we Python developers calling them dictionaries. So it checks for the length, okay? So if the length is greater than 0, it means the array has at least one error. Okay, then we set the error in the state and return. Then otherwise, if everything are okay, then we set submitting to true. Okay, then he has to implement password change API call, console.log, says await new promise. Okay, so await new promise, says simulate API call, await new promise with a set timeout, a delay of around 1000 milliseconds. Then they set an alert, they set form data. This is to reset the form data, okay, to empty strings. Then if there's an error, it is caught, and then we have an alert saying failed to change password, try again. Then finally, whether things go correct or wrong, the state for submitting should be false. Let's go down into the form and we see. So why did it remove the avatar? Okay, the avatar has been redesigned. Okay, put it here. Okay, it's okay. So the form, I think the form is the usual. On submit, handle submit. We have value form data.old password on change, handle change. Okay, then if there's an error for the old password, display this. Okay. If there's an error, right here, this is the next one. The value equals to form data.new password on change. If you don't know Tailwind and you're watching this, probably after this stream, you can research about Tailwind. Okay. So this class name, these are Tailwind classes. Okay. And trust me, I don't have time to go into Tailwind. Whenever I need something, just simply Google it. Then, yeah, so the structure is the same, okay? You have a label, okay? You have something in a div. This is the whole point. I say a div, okay? All these things are the same. The structure is the same. You have a div. Inside the div is a label, then the input, okay, then the error. As simple as that. The error has a type, has an ID, has a name, has a value, an on-change handler, a class name, and a placeholder. If I go up here, you'll see that they're the same, okay? A div, the label. Okay, so if you see HTML for old password, it is referring to this ID, old password. The type is password, enabling us to hide it. The name is old password. The value is form data dot old password. Form data is simply this state object up here. Where is it? This one here. Form data dot old password. Okay, so it's not that strange, I would say. Class name. If you know HTML, CSS, I'm sure this is nothing to you. This is a tailwind class, then the placeholder, then of course the error. So it simply says show this div. Okay, show this div. Wow, my alert has even. He's telling me 5 minutes are done. Let me set an extra 5. This is the last 5 I'm setting. It says ain't the old new password validation done at the back. NVM. What do you mean by NVM? Yes, it's done at the back end, but I wanted to do it just also on the front end. Yeah, maybe I can just think of it as an extra layer of security on the front end. Okay, this is not bad. It's not bad. Let's try to submit. Okay, maybe this is better than having the HTML that default thing from HTML5. Okay, so this is okay. Change password. Okay, not bad. Now I'll give it this. Okay, implement an HTTP call to the endpoint to update to send the body. My mind is even too tired that I can't even think of a proper prompt. Let me just get done with this and we call it a day. So that tomorrow we start on something. I just want to get done with this and look at something else. How to submit should be, this is where the change should be. Can't wait to get. There's a difference between starting a project and keeping the momentum in a project. So it says, make sure your next public API URL is set. Okay, let me see this for myself. Okay, so base URL next dot all this, okay. But this is not how I've set up this project to send API calls. Okay. I will probably change this. Okay, I think yeah, I'm confused with some other work I did. There's a work I did where I've remembered there's a work I did whereby I was avoiding this. Okay. So in this project you find that everywhere I'm doing this. Fetch, 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 fetch. Okay. But I'm going to remove this so that you don't have to do this everywhere. Okay. So okay, we get the base URL. Then the response is good from await fetch the base URL slash change password. The method is post. The headers content type application JSON authorization bearer token. Okay, that is okay. The body JSON to stringify okay from the passwords. Okay. Then if the response is not okay, we get the error data, okay, and display the error, throw a new error. That error will be code here, okay, and there's an alert, okay. Then we have, if everything is okay, we get the result, say await and then say alert. But there's no need for this, okay. There's no need for that, but let's do the result of, I think this is why the result of get server snapshot should be cached to avoid an infinite loop. Okay. This is where now you can't prompt your way out of this one. You need to have solid React skills. Now I already forget my React. Do you know why I forget my React? I don't know what get server snapshot is. Okay. I'll revise that later. What could be the issue? Could it be because let's rebuild the pages and we see. Wow, 5 minutes have passed too fast. Yes, I set a timer for 5 minutes, and I've hit another 5 minutes so quickly. The result of get server should not be cached. Should be cached. Is that where I used a hook called? Did it use memo? Let me click this. So here in GitHub they say, I think I figured the problem was I was using. Looks like it's a common issue. This is something I need to research about later. Okay. But what I can do is it's if AI can handle it, then I'll need to research about it to understand what that issue is. Okay. So I'll paste it there. Okay. Come on, what am I doing? Paste there. Come up and set the code, the line of code width. Line of code width is causing. If it can't, I chill. I've already gone extra by 10 minutes. Okay. I will need to study this offline. Okay, study what this means, okay, in detail. Then be able to fix it. Okay. I don't want to go any longer than this. Zoom out. Go back here. Says fixed. The issue was that the selector function was returning a new object, user email token on every render, causing the React to detect a state change. I've changed it to separate use auth calls with individual selectors. But I don't need the token. State, I don't need the token. That's the thing. Okay. I don't need the token. Was I? Oh, I get it. I get it, guys. I get it. Let me do this. Let me get this. Let me copy, Control Z. So yeah, it makes sense. I had not fully reviewed my code, so AI had done this. Are you seeing this? State user email, state user email token, state the token. Yeah, this now makes sense. This was causing what the issue. Okay, like you see, the issue was that the selector function was returning a new object on every render, causing React to detect a change. Yeah, remove that and have the token, okay, and the email picked out separately from state. I'm shocked Tuberpack is working smoothly for you. I had to go back to Webpack after finding a bug for 3 days straight. Wow, 3 days. Crazy. That's crazy. You really suffered. Yeah, two podcast hasn't given me any challenge. Recently they were saying, it's now stable, something like that. I don't know if I read that right on X, but I say it's quite stable. But 3 days is quite a long time. I imagine the amount of hair you pulled out of your head from your head. Just having to solve that. Okay. So let's see if I have some success with this. Old password. I want to copy the old password. Do I remember I don't think I remember the old password for this account. Now I need to simulate a situation where, okay, so I've been logged out. Let me see NYC. Okay, let me just go to login directly. Login. There's this fake user I have. Okay. If I log in this user, I should be able to have some success. And the password is that. So, okay, I've logged in, okay, with the different user. Go to the user account. This is the page, okay, not bad. Because now later when we're doing file uploads, okay, you can change changes to uploading your own image, okay, so that on your ticket, we can, on the ticket of the person I'm printing, okay, I can attach their image, okay, or an avatar like this, okay. That's why I'm putting this avatar here. Later I can have image uploads to, and all this can be improved, by the way. So if I say, okay, I can say, you can paste the old password, but you see the character is not, this should be black, okay? I'll design that later. Then new password, I can put, let me try to do this. Put a new password, and add one character and see what it says. See, passwords do not match, okay, that's okay. Change the old password to something else. See, old password is incorrect, okay? Not bad, that is okay, but instead of alerts, okay, I would prefer that the message probably was shown here directly. But I'll remove that character. Send. See, password changed successfully. Okay. So I can maybe say instead of alerts, use display in an element. Let's see what it will do. Okay. So not bad. React toaster should also help. Yes, correct. I guess those are final touches of the front end I need to do after the MVP is done. Like if this generated some serious money, I would just prefer hiring a designer, okay, to redesign the whole thing, and hiring a front-end developer to implement the design, because the integration, like I'm doing the integration right now, it would be sorted. But that stuff would, let me see what it has done. If I go down, okay, all right, okay, let's try this. So the password is required. Put that one. Okay, password change. Okay, this is better. This is okay. If I change something, passwords do not match. That's okay. Now what I'm going to do is to have these labels, okay? The text to be black, okay? Make the text inputs dark. I don't know if it will detect that. React Toaster. When was the last time I used the React Toaster? There's something, there's an asset manager I was working on for someone. Are you referring to Toastify, Leslie? There's an element I was working on recently. And when I was prompting AI, it actually created, it built a toast component by itself. Seeing here several examples. Okay, this is nice. I'll get to use this later. This push. Okay, remove. I think I like this push that comes from the middle of the page. Push. Okay. Nice thing. Result of poor prompting. I mean the text, not the background. Even my parent can't get it right. Poor prompting. Okay, looks like it has got it. Okay, so you see this is now darker. This is what I wanted. It to be darker. This model here by the called Grok Code Fast One. It does not tell you immediately what it's doing. It tells you at the end after it's done, but I've found it significantly fast enough. Okay. Then sometimes also Sonnet is kind of okay. GPT 2.5 Pro sometimes feels to be fastest when you're maybe in the CLI. I don't know. GPT-5 sometimes gives me correct sessions, but I stopped using it because it takes too long. I don't know what you guys are using. If you're using something, if you know something like that, it's pretty cool. Let me know. But I found this one here, yeah, to do the job. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I wanted. Okay, this text color. So if I hit, since this passwords don't match, if I remove this, passwords don't match. Really, still passwords don't match. Okay, let's try to match them. I'll just copy this one. Copy that, change a few characters if possible here. Yeah, password changed successfully. So this is what I wanted. If I refresh the page, okay, this is what I wanted. Okay, not bad for now. So yeah, one more step towards completing the MVP. I can't wait to test this out on the market just to see. NYC, is it loading? Yes. London. Yes. One way. Okay. Can be round trip. Search flights. Okay. Need the return. One child. One infant. Okay. Two children. Two infants. Okay. That's excess. That's refused. One infant. Search. Toastify. Okay. I'll look at Toastify. Yes, I think the goal for today building that user profile page is done. Okay. Select the flight. It shall look at others next. I'm just looking at the flow. Okay. I'm starting to learn about my own issues. Okay. Interesting. I wasn't even expecting this bug. Wow. Wasn't expecting this bug. But yeah, I have to solve it before we go to payments. So next page, let me see if the state is kept. All these are issues that need to be handled. Okay. Yeah, but not bad. There's at least some progress. So let me close this. What is here? What is here? Navbar was changed. Okay, we have a new page. So a few changes. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Leslie, it was nice to have you here. I even didn't imagine you're watching. I was actually surprised to see you, to have you on the stream. But yeah, it's really humbling. So for those who have been building with me from the beginning, I hope you also build the same on your own to learn and master. Like, I've been learning FastAPI. This is my first time building a project using FastAPI and Nextjs. So yeah, as I do this, I also try to practice, and you guys sometimes give me tips. All right. let's meet in the next stream where we implement another endpoint or endpoints. Like today we worked on, I think, on 2 endpoints. We'll work on some other endpoints and implement a page, then try out payments. I want to try out that DPO that Leslie talked about. And then I hope it is significantly cheaper. Leslie says we'll come in once in a while. Cheers. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. It was a little surprising. I didn't expect. For real. That's why I asked whether is it, are you so and so? Yeah, very humbling and warming to know that you're on this stream. So yeah, after payments, the number of key things that I think will help me finish the MVP: payments, file uploads. Okay. Once I'm done with that, I think can be brushing up and trying to hit market as soon as possible. Yeah, like I told you in the first stream, the thing is trying to work, but I need it to be tested. Okay. The actual changes should happen when on the testing. I want it to be tested seriously for some time, like a month, as I continue adding on a few things here and there. I really appreciate everyone. If it's late, like for you, I mean, like for me, have a good night, a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Talk to you soon.